hear it from lots of people these days. It's attributed to St. Francis of Assisi. It's the saying, preach the gospel, if necessary, use words. At the risk of being a killjoy, let me say that St. Francis didn't say that. The Franciscan scholars have done the research, and they have found nowhere in his writings any indication that that is an authentic quote from the saint. Furthermore, that's not something that St. Francis would have ever said. He was a preacher. He founded an order of preachers. His whole life was devoted to the verbal preaching of the gospel. The itinerant preaching of the gospel was his life's vocation, and so he was a man of words. I think Alan Kreider gets closer to the spirit of what that quote is trying to say, and does it, I think, in a much more helpful way. He says that the task of testimony, the task of witness that we have as Christians, consists of two parts. The first part he calls incarnation. We have to earn a right to be heard. We have to embody the values that we will proclaim. We have to reflect Christ before speaking of Christ. That's incarnation. Once the incarnation of Christ has become evident in our lives, then, Alan says, we have the obligation of explanation. Explanation is where we point to the source of the values that we are living. It's where we tell people why it is that we are the way we are. Alan says that he has a friend who spent some time in one of the hostels in India with Mother Teresa, and he said because he could not speak Bengali, when he did acts of kindness out of his devotion to Christ, he said it was easy for the people to misconstrue it, to think that he was doing that because he was just a good man. In fact, he was doing it because of Jesus. To preach the gospel, we have to speak words. To give the cool cup of water, we must do it in Jesus' name.